So now, when you come to D, the maximum again is this, this, and this. So we have 665, 600. So this rule is read as select the maximum of the maximums. Select the maximum of the maximums. So the maximum of the maximums here is which one? When you look at those values, what is the maximum of the maximums?
D. It's D.
D, good. So you circle this one. And therefore the advice that you give is that they should go for facility D. Remember, we had been told to advise them on which facility they should take. So when now you choose to use the max, it comes out clearly that they should use facility D. The next rule, number 4. The next rule, number 4, is called max-min rule. Max-min rule, we have the option here. Then you extract the minimum payoff. You extract the minimum payoff. You extract the minimum payoff. So we start with A. When you start with A, you run through these 3 and you find that the minimum is 83,200. You go to B, you run through this and find that the minimum is this one. Negative 116,480. You go to C, you look at the 3 of them, you realize that the minimum is 266,240. You go to D, and you realize that the minimum is negative 332,800. Negative 322,800. So with that, this rule is read as select the maximum of the minimums. Select the maximum of the minimums. So tell me, what is the maximum of these minimums?
A.
A, good. So we select that. So our advice is they should go for facility A. Our advice is that they should go for facility A. Now from these 2 words, which are coming from a combination of the word maximum and minimum, you can have other combinations, although we are not going to put them in our notes. You can have min-max. Now, if they tell you to use min-max, you will need to extract the maximums. So utakuwa na table kama hii, option and the maximum. Then this rule, tutasoma select the minimum of the maximums. Select the minimum of the maximums. So the minimum of the maximums will be this one. So if we are using minimax, we will recommend facility A. Higher. The fourth combination you can get is called mean-mean. Now this one will require that you extract the minimums. Will require that you extract the minimums. And it will then be like this. And you will go for the minimum of the minimums. So the minimum of these minimums is this one. So you are going to recommend they go for facility B. So what you can see is that different rules give to different decisions or lead to different decisions. So that was number 4. That was number 4. So number 5 is called Rapley's rule. Now in the Rapley's rule, we have the option here. Then we compute something called simple average payoff. Simple average payoff. Simple average payoff. So the average payoff, you get it by adding these payoffs. 83,200 plus 83,200 plus 83,200. Then all of them you divide by 3 because there are 3 of them. So do that and give me the answer.
That one will be 83,200.
83,200. We go to B and dance the same rhythm where we will say open the brackets -116,480 plus 216,320 plus 216,320. You divide by 3.
No, 5,387.
Japata hiyo vizuri?
105,387.
105,387. Okay. We go to C. You open the brackets, you see -266, 240 plus 399, 360 plus 66, 560. You divide by 3.
$66,560.
66,
560.
560. Okay. Then D, is negative 3 that 2,800 plus 665. 600 plus 0, you divide by 3.
One ten 933.
10, 9, that 3. Good. So with this one, we also go for the highest. When you talk of the rapids, we go for the highest. So the highest of this is this one. That's the highest. And therefore, the advice that we are going to give is that they should take facility D. They should take facility D. They should take facility D. Then that was number what? Rule number?
5.
So I should go to number 6 now. Rule number 6 is called Howitt rule. Now, Howitt's rule requires that you have something we call alpha. So we say let alpha to be 0.8. Now, when you see the word rate, it means that we have assumed. It means that we have assumed. This value was not part or was not provided in the original question. But for purposes of progressing, we assume. However, if it is a CASNEP exam that requires you to use this rule, they will have provided to you alpha. Yeah, but now because I'm using the question for illustration purposes, I have to assume. So when we assume so, again, we design that this will be our option. Then we will have something called weighted average payoff. Weighted average payoff. Weighted average payoff. So the weighted average payoff, when we start with A, the formula is in the notes that I gave you. It requires you take alpha 0.8, you multiply by the best outcome. The best is 83,200 plus 1 minus alpha, you multiply by the worsts. The worsts is 83,200. So tell me what would be the answer there? What is the answer?
83, 200.
83, 200. Then for B, you do the same, 0.8 times the best. The best here is 216, 320. Plus 1 minus 0.8 multiplied by the worst. The worst is negative 116,480. That is the worst.
And 49, 760.
149,760. Then we go to C, 0.8 times the best. The best there is 399, 360. Plus 1 minus 0.8 multiplied by the worst, negative 266, 240.
$252, 928.
252, 928. Then D is 0.8 times 665, 600 plus the worst is negative 332, 800.
Mm-hmm. I think we've missed somewhere in C.
In C, okay, what is the correct answer?
Let me compute.
I'm getting 266 to 40.
The same figure.
No, a different one. 266 to 40. The other one was 252.
Okay. So 256.
266 to
Ndio
40.
nasema inakaa kama hii exactly. 266, 240.
Yeah.
Okay. Confirmed. Rework it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So these are the one. Work that out. Just a minute, I come. A minute. Tell me this one, you have gotten what?
465, 920.
465, 920. So this rule again requires you go for the highest. So the highest is this one. So we are going to advise that they take facility B. We are going to advise that they take facility B. So number 7. So this number 7 is called savage or regrets rule. Savage or regrets rule. And it requires that you create something we call regrets or opportunity losses table. So in this table, we will have A, B, C, D, and then we have the probability. Maybe I can show you the workings here inside. So let's design it. Ikikuwa namna hiyo. Let me put the workings there so that you know. So itakuwa wrong. So when you come to, or when drawing the regrets of the opportunity losses table, you go to the original table in the column of Wajuzi and pick the highest payoff. So the highest payoff in this column is 83,200. Now this 83,200, you write it everywhere. Then you start subtracting the others. So you subtract now 83,200. You subtract negative 116, 480. You subtract negative 266, 240. And you subtract negative 3, that's 2,800. Then you give me the answer. So fika hapo, uanze kuniambia these answers. What is the answer for the first one?
The first one is 0.
0. The second one?
199,680.
199,680. That?
349,440.
440. Then the last one?
416.
460. And the probability is
16.
416.
416. Yes.
And the probability is 0.2. So that is what you do with the first one. We go to central. When you go to central, you dance the same rhythm. That the highest of all of them is this one, 665, 600. So you write 665, 600, 665, 600, 665, 600. Then you subtract the others, 83, 200, 216, 320, 399, 360, 665, 600. You subtract. So once you get the first one, tell me.
$522,582.
522,000.
582.
582,000. Good. The next.
$449.
449.
Can we reconfirm the first one because I'm getting something different?
You're getting
582,400. The first one.
Yeah, sure. There should be a 400 because it's 600 and this is 200. Peter, is that so?
Yes. Okay, that's okay.
Okay. So the second one is 449.
280.
280. The third one.
$266, $240.
256, 240.
266.
240.